When you go into business for yourself, you're putting your soul and work out there for the entire world to see. It's vulnerable, it's scary, and I guarantee you, you will experience it if you haven't already. People who want to criticize you, say mean things about you, or give you negative feedback about your work. What I've learned over the years is you don't have to change yourself to still be successful in business. You just need to create some systems to make your business work for you. Keep watching because in this video, I'm going to share with you 7 practical ways to run a successful handmade business as a highly sensitive creative person. Hey there, my name is May and I help makers, artists, and designers create a consistent income from selling their handmade products online. Now, it's especially challenging to deal with that ugly side of running your own business when you're a highly sensitive person. Ever since I was a little girl, this label was put on me. I was told over and over again by my family and friends that I was a sensitive person. And back in the day, people weren't talking about this as much, and definitely not in the culture I was born in. And I was led to think that this is a bad thing that I needed to fix about myself. I know I'm not the only person who feels this way. So the first tip is kind of cheesy, but I'm going to say it anyway, and that is self-care. I grew up learning to serve other people first before I even thought about my own needs. That's really unhealthy. That makes it really hard for me to think about taking care of myself. But there came a point several times in my business, and the most recent was late in 2019, when business was actually really bad. I was spending money faster than I was making it, and I had $50,000 in debt. I maxed out all my credit cards, and I hit rock bottom. And up to that point, I was working nonstop. I was doing all the things people told me to do. What was interesting was the moment I focused on myself and what I wanted and removed all the extra fat in my business, things started to take a turn. So specifically, my self-care started with me acknowledging that I needed help. Then I went to schedule an Ayurveda consultation to get my body in balance again. I even saw a hypnotherapist. Now, these are things in my younger days I would scoff at and feel like this was all really woo-woo. But here's the thing. Whether or not I believe these things worked, the fact that I was engaged in the act of doing these things for me and me alone, that was my self-care. Only 2 months after that, I paid off all that debt, and now I'm making more sales than ever. It's not a coincidence. Other things you can do is set working boundaries. Set a schedule. Don't work on weekends. Don't work after 5 p.m. Don't turn on phone notifications for your email or social media. Now, I'm not saying any of this will be easy, but once you get in the habit of it, you'll thank me later. Number 2, have a safe support network of business friends who you can talk to about what's going on. You will inevitably come across situations in your business that's going to make you upset. It's okay to be angry or frustrated, but it's not healthy to dwell on it for days and weeks. Once you've processed your emotions, you need to let go of it. And you can't let go of it if you keep it bottled up all inside you. Running a business is lonely, right? There was a time where I felt like all my business problems were my own, and I felt so depressed thinking that there was no one else out there who I could share that burden with. But then I started making it a habit to share my thoughts and experiences with my husband and some of my close friends. Don't share with the expectation that they have solutions for you. This isn't about problem solving per se. It's just about venting, and that in itself will help you move through those challenges. Before I move on to number 3, if you're enjoying this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. That helps this video get shown to more people. And this is truly why I create these videos, to help people. So let's spread the word, okay? Number 3, keep your focus on your own work. If you've ever felt jealous about another handmade business that's really similar to you, but you see they're way more successful than you, if you've ever felt comparisonitis, you know how bad it makes you feel about yourself, right? When I started Creative Hive, I started at the same time as this other person, but they made it to $1 million just a couple years in. And I haven't made it to $1 million yet myself, and I'm talking about annual sales. And I kept asking myself, what's wrong with me? What do they have that I don't have? How can I be more like them? No. Everyone has their own path to where they want to go. And now, as I've matured, I know that I would never be happy if I were like them and if I made it to 1 million with their strategies, because they were not strategies that aligned with my values. Stay true to yourself and trust that you'll get there in time. But more practically speaking, just stop looking up your competitors. Stop following them on social media. Unsubscribe yourself from their email list. This will help you stop thinking about them so you can focus and think about yourself. Number 4, don't look at the comments. There's something about interacting with other people online that makes some people more ballsy and make them say things to you that they would never say in person to your face in real life. It's that barrier of a computer or a phone screen between you and the other person, and the lack of consequence for what people say. People online can be super mean and unkind because of this. And because you're an online business with a social media presence and you send out emails and you create content, there will always be that chance where you'll find a comment or email response that makes you want to cry. If you're a sensitive person, in the beginning of your business, this is just something you have to deal with. Unhappy customers will often be rude and disrespectful, and it will hurt. But one of the first few things I highly recommend you do as soon as you can make some money and you're able to spend a few dollars a day on this is to hire someone to become your filter. This person can go into your social media accounts and your email inbox to check for trolls and haters and remove them before you go in to interact and respond to your followers and your customers. Better yet, if you have the funds for it, actually have this person respond to people for you. Hiring my customer service person for my jewelry business was one of the best decisions I ever made. I was happier and I was able to better focus on growing the business and making new designs and ultimately serving my customers better because I was in a better place energetically. Number 5, remove negative things in your business. What's causing you pain in your business right now? Think about it and come up with a list. And then I want you to let that go. In the beginning, when you're first getting started, I do recommend that you say yes to most things that come your way. But there will come a time when the things you've tried or built up in your business will no longer serve you, and that also makes you unhappy. Even if it makes you feel like it's a hassle and it's not giving you anything, you don't have to keep doing it. I was talking to one of my mastermind clients the other day, and she was asking me for advice on her Instagram. She's very successful and she makes 6-figure sales per year already, but she doesn't make any sales from Instagram. And I told her, let's just focus your effort on other low-hanging fruit that will get you better results than Instagram. And when I said that, she was so relieved because she was led to believe that she needed to do Instagram. No, you don't. Whether or not you have an Instagram channel will not make or break your success. I'm sorry to say that. I know more successful business owners who have very few followers on Instagram than people who have a ton of followers and actually make a majority of their sales from there. This is an inherent problem human beings have too. It's more intuitive to want to fix what's broken, but let's shift that to thinking about how we can scale up what's already working for us. I've had so many things in my business that cause me stress, anxiety, frustration, pain. And when I let those things go, my business actually started to flourish. Number 6, learn and be okay with saying no. I don't know about you, but in my experience, sensitive people have a hard time saying no because they don't want to let the other person down. Here's the thing. As long as you treat the other person with respect and kindness, you are not responsible for other people's feelings, okay? You are only responsible for yourself. Don't stretch yourself too thin. Energy management is just as important as being productive, and you can't be productive if you have no energy left to do your own work, when you've given your energy away to other people. So the next time someone asks you to donate your products or to be a vendor at a craft show that you don't want to be a part of, or if a friend asks you to make some products for her at a discount, or someone asks you out to lunch during your work hours and you're super busy, or someone asks you to be on their podcast, if your gut is telling you no, listen to your gut. Having said that, number 7 is you need to create ways to push yourself forward despite the fear and overanalyzing of situations. So sometimes we intuitively want to say no to things because we're afraid of it. We're afraid of success. We're afraid of putting ourselves out there, with the podcast example. There will be 100 things in your business that you need to do in order for you to make sales, like promotion and marketing, and talking to customers on the phone, or pitching yourself to a retailer or a magazine, or being interviewed on a podcast. These are scary things for most of us, especially if you're sensitive in nature. But yet intellectually, you know this is good for your business. So give yourself some system of accountability to take action despite being afraid. That could be as simple as telling someone you're going to do that podcast, because you don't want to make a fool of yourself and go back on your word, right? Or it could be taking advantage of moments of inspiration. We all have these little moments every now and then where we feel brave and optimistic. Take advantage of that and ride that wave. Use that time to put yourself out there, to reach out to magazines or stores to sell your products in. We often have the tendency to overthink and overcomplicate things, so it's important to be aware of when that's happening so you can snap yourself out of that state. So there you have it. Those are some of my favorite ways that I've learned over the years for how to run and manage multiple six-figure businesses of my own, despite not having a thick skin, despite not being an aggressive hustler. If you have some of your own ways, I would actually really love for you to share with us in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, stay on to watch this next video on the screen. I only like to share stuff that I know works, so I'm sure this next video will help you out as well. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this, because that helps tell YouTube that this content was good, and YouTube will help show it to more people. Thank you so much for watching.